Hey everyone, it's Jerry at the Fleege using he, him pronouns. Today on the show we have Zack. Zack with, I had you down as Capital Pro Wrestling, but you've got America Lucha Libre, right?
Hey, American Lucha Libre, Capital Pro Wrestling, we're all one thing right now.
Yeah. So, how you doing today?
Great. Can't complain at all. Living another great day. How about you, Jerry?
It's better than yesterday. Yesterday was cold and snowy and frantic, and my 99 problems fell apart. Didn't go well. The first one, though, out of like 25 or 30, must be more than that.
We've been doing them for a long time now.
Yeah. So we had a bad one, and that'll happen once in a while. So this is, do you know today you're number 51 on the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So we've done 51 straight every damn days.
Get that 365.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy about it. So we're going to start with you. Why don't you tell us something about Zack and tell us something about all the different projects you kind of work on?
There tends to be a lot of different things that I work on at any given time. So the main thing that I'm working on right now is our wrestling, professional wrestling. We run the Capital Pro Wrestling shows at the Fleege. Thank you, Jerry.
You're welcome.
Much appreciated. Capital Pro Wrestling is our banner. We go under our company, however, is American Lucha Libre. That's our encompassing, group of wrestling, kind of like the NWA was back in the day. I just love, and I've always loved professional wrestling, and I always wanted to bring it back to Lansing and do it really well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to do it really well to be able to, just try to get the words out there, get whatever we need to get out there. And I was super happy when we first got to get together and I got to learn more about the Fleege, and I wanted to bring eyes to the Fleege that probably, that wouldn't see it otherwise because of all the great things that you do and everybody else involved with the Fleege does. I think it's the best space in Lansing.
Well, thank you very much. But
and I mean that. I'm not just sucking up. I'm not pandering to the crowd. I mean it.
I was excited to have wrestling. I think, I probably have never talked on this show before that I wrestled in college. I wrestled at University of Michigan. The Steiner brothers were my roommates. So I know them. I have I wouldn't say it's a love-hate, but a love, for amateur Olympic style wrestling, and didn't have a big understanding of pro wrestling, except for we just made fun of those guys for doing it a lot. But, you brought it here, and what do you say to people that say that's not real, or that's not athletic, or that's whatever, fake?
I always tell them, most of the time when people say that, they either A, have never seen it, or have only seen it at a very bad level. And professional wrestling it's not fake. We're always less than happy with the word fake. It's not fake. Some things maybe a little more what's the word? Blown up for showmanship and things like that. But, I've gotten rocked plenty of times.
I've seen a lot of blood, in real blood, not, vampire Halloween blood.
No, none of that. You can't, you do something like that, somebody sees it, and then, they're going to look at you and tell you you're a joke.
Yeah.
That might be something that some really carny people used to do back in the day, but I've gotten rocked. I've rocked people. I slam people. People try to slam me and fail, but it's professional wrestling. I always say there's a difference between professional wrestling and sports entertainment. which I saw yesterday. I saw the young lady was aware of the WWE. That's sports entertainment. I mean, they're really blowing up everything to, showmanship style proportions. But
I couldn't quite wrap my head around. She didn't know what pro wrestling was, but did know what WWE was. But now you just kind of clarified it for me.
Yeah, WWE isn't pro wrestling.
That's
sports
more
entertainment.
Yeah. Okay. Is that some sort of like the difference between maybe a boutique like you guys are doing and this big corporate BS thing that you guys just hate because they're the corporate BS?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there's different, there's different genres and styles of everything. Everything's all based on the same, like all theater is based, it's theater. But there's so many different subsets and different genres that they can be extremely different from each other. Reality TV is theater. I hate reality TV in general. But, I love a nice scripted comedy,
All right.
like a big action, blockbuster kind of thing. That it's fun. So you can get some things and enjoy some things and, hate it something else, but it's all under the same real umbrella.
Well, let's step away from wrestling for a second.
Absolutely.
Tell us a couple things about you. Like, where are you from? Where were you born? Or
originally, I'm from Saginaw, just not too far. Lived there, went off to college at Central, stayed there for 5 years, grabbed a master's, and then moved down this way, and I've been here ever since, down in the Lansing area. So,
and how long have you been wrestling?
I've been wrestling for 11 years now.
And any significant life events happen in the last month or so?
Oh, yeah, Jerry, yeah. Just we welcomed a baby into the world just a little over a month ago. So there's been a lot of sleepless nights lately, and a lot of last minute. Oh crap! I got to get the videos ready for today.
So does that? So first of all, a boy or a girl?
Girl.
And does that start to change, your view on wrestling if you're going to keep doing it, stuff like that?
I mean, no. I'm gonna do the best the best I can, and at everything I do. Being a dad again after I mean, I have another kid. He's old now, but older, not old, but older. But, it's been a lot of years, and we got a baby now, and that's okay. It'll be good times.
So right now you're doing wrestling, you're doing parenting, right? And COVID kind of threw a wrench in some of your wrestling plans, but you've been trudging through that. Parenting, you have to trudge through no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
How's COVID been treating you? I mean, I know it's probably not an easy answer. I mean, a nice answer from anybody, but
right. We've practically hermited. I've every once in a while I've been out. I actually was helping the government out with getting those census numbers. So I'd go out every once in a while for that to help out those enumerators that were walking around, get them their paperwork and everything. And that was the most human contact. I mean, I rolled by a couple times and, saw you outside and said, "Hey," just because I missed you.
Yelled at me, gave me the finger, kept going.
Yeah, but we've been keeping a lot to ourselves. With my wife being pregnant, we wanted to be safe and careful, and we're continuing to do that. Our circles remained really small that we were actually physically, with and talking to and being with. So Just continue on.
So it was it March 25th that you had a show not a show, wrestling planned at the Fleege last?
21st, March 21st.
March 21st. So remember when we thought we were going to still do it?
Yeah.
And it was approaching and we were like, this is getting gross.
Like, can we do this? Can we still go ahead and do it? No.
Yeah. What do you think? I mean, but we were really trying to be creative and figure that out. And, because we both cared about safety, for sure. But we didn't, I don't know. We were still playing around with that, and it became super obvious in just a couple of days that there is nothing to mess around with here. And that was heartbreaking.
Yeah. That was 8 months. That was almost 8 months ago now,
Yeah.
That means this stuff's been going on for that long.
I know. So if it was, let's say, like 250 days, if we just round it, that's we were doing about 4.5 events per day at the Fleege. So if I just round that to 4, that's 1,000 events ago. And man, I miss you guys.
I miss you, man. We miss you.
You guys, tell everyone what it was like, at the Fleege doing wrestling. Because I don't think people believe it.
Everybody that's been to the Fleege, you know the layout, how it looks. It's an old church, and it's perfect. It's perfect. We get that ring right there in the big room, and the pews are great. I love the pews. It's still having the pews in there, putting them around, and having all our chairs, and I think it gives people a chance. You're close, you're intimate with it. You get to enjoy it. You get to be close. You get to hear the slams and the thuds and the cracks of the of the punches and kicks and chops and all that good stuff. So it's a good time. And what I really wanted to bring to our area was an old school kind of studio style wrestling. We shoot episodes of our Great Lakes Professional Wrestling Showcase, and the Fleege works perfect. Downstairs is wonderful for a locker room for the wrestlers. That you have plenty of space and rooms for us to do pictures and promos and all that good stuff. It's a great space. And it's not just a great space for me; it's a great space for everybody that comes out there and is trying to be incubated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just made me think we should get 20 wrestlers, just all live here in a bubble and just do shows every week.
Oh, they love that.
Would they?
There are a bunch of guys that would be like, I hate everything. Sign me up.
Okay. So now again, away from the wrestling a little bit, you're also an economist. Economist.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you think about the economy? What do you think about how things are going right now? Give us some, I don't know, insight,
we know it's a struggle. We know the economy is a struggle. The economy's been a bit of a struggle. Numbers look good. Unemployment looked really low. That's great. Stock market looked really high. That's fine for some people. But the way that our jobs and our economy is running, there's much less safety for workers as there was 40, 60 years ago, 20, 40, 60 years ago. I mean, I really think that some of the best times in the economy, just the economy, was coming out of World War II. Everything was looking really good. We had some troubles going through in the 70s, oil inflation, all that good stuff. That was bad news for everyone. Kind of started doing really nice in the 90s, but I mean, we all know that it was a bubble. It was that technology bubble and that internet bubble that burst helped lead us into that 2001 recession that everybody blames 9/11, but it was there before 9/11. That just exacerbated it.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, everything, the gig economy, that's the buzzwords that I hear these days, the gig economy. Everybody's working for, a ride at a time or a delivery at a time. That's no, unless that's something that somebody loves, that's no way to be able to thrive. You can survive off it, but you can't thrive off it. And I picked my shirt today for a reason. I want to see people live well.
Yeah.
Not just scraping by. There's absolutely, and Jerry, you know this, there's absolutely no reason that people should have to be scraping by in this country with the wealth, the resources that we have. You say it a lot, and I'm on board with it. In economics, we talk about there being scarcity and it being a scarce society. But you made some really good points to me in the past about we've got abundance where we are. There's an abundance of people that can do things. We've got the space, we've got the resources. Let's find a way to build people up. And that's something I've always said is like, yeah, if you help out the top people, you're bringing some people up. But if you're pushing up from the bottom, everybody comes up.
Yeah. Those rich people get rich off the poorest of the poor. I mean, $1 at a time. And
you were talking Elon Musk and Bezos yesterday, and you're right.
Hate those guys.
How much money do those guys pocket in their companies and in their own personal bank accounts? How much do they pocket through this?
Yeah,
but
billions, hundreds of billions, and
I know Amazon. The wife loves it. She uses it all the time because she doesn't want to go anywhere. I don't blame her. I don't want to go anywhere either. But
well, it's super easy, and it's. I mean, there's some things I can't get a Raspberry Pi or an Arduino that was made in the east side of Lansing. So, right. I mean, it's going to be super hard to break away from it.
It is,
but it's also we can't continue to do this where a single parent can't even work because childcare is more than what they make.
Right.
And you just, everyone says that, the essential workers or the people getting laid off shouldn't have been paid that extra $600. But look at, it was, why risk your life for a job that doesn't even pay you to get by? I love that $600 coming into this community, with all these people and, buying, having some freedom to buy things like a new refrigerator that they won't have to worry about breaking. So many people around here live under the Alice threshold that a broken refrigerator can derail their whole life for months, even make them lose their house.
Yep.
So, okay. Going to switch to every damn day. What's something you do every damn day to kind of push your different missions forward? I
always talk and push. Maybe I don't push enough, but I talk and I push about my passions. I try to get our wrestling out there. I try to get our video work out there. I try to talk economics with people. I try to talk about my passions and just try to help others just see a different viewpoint if possible. Or in some cases, maybe have people say, "Oh, there's other people that think what I think or say what they know what's going on." I don't like trying to get stuck in those echo chambers or anything, but reality tends to to move toward what's right over time.
I hope so. I mean,
I hope so too.
We got about 20-30 hours before the whole world falls apart tomorrow.
Oh, as well as I do that we're not going to have any sort of idea of what's actually going to happen until the weekend.
I know it. But the Facebook fights next week are going to be
they're gonna
fucking.
be great.
Yes.
I'm gonna be in there with my popcorn. I'm gonna be holding the sleeping baby and scrolling and being like,
I think I'm just gonna stick my head in work and try to not pay attention for a little bit.
That's a great idea.
I just got to make sure people aren't getting endangered,
Yes, because that's. I mean, people are just brazenly out there, just being dickheads.
Yeah,
for lack of a better term.
And I could see that escalating in a neighborhood like ours. It could escalate quickly.
Yeah, I don't want to see that anywhere. There's no point to, for people to attack each other. It's going back to economics. This is what has happened for the entirety of history. Is the way people are pitted against one another. You have these people, Republicans and Democrats. They're all the same. The only thing is, you have the different puppet masters, for lack of a better term, saying, "Oh, hey, that guy's coming after you." Back after slavery was, after emancipation happened, what was the deal? Now all of a sudden, the factory heads had to be like, "Oh, hey, white guys, those black guys are coming to take your jobs. They're going to do it cheaper." And then it was, "Oh, hey, look, these foreign people are going to come in. They're going to do your job for even cheaper." So now they're trying to pit everybody against each other when there's no reason to fight each other. We're all going for the same little meager scraps.
Yeah.
The whole spread is someone else that's telling us fight over the scraps. Like, hey, man, let us sit at the table.
Yeah, I like, I don't like it. I don't know the right phrase. It perplexes me when people who are relatively poor. I mean, you might even make 100,000 a year. You're poor compared to these people, these billionaires.
Yeah.
A lot better off than a lot, but still, you're like, oh, I don't even understand it. They put themselves, they're one of them, and that is so out of touch to me.
It really is. It's like, bro, they don't care about you. They care about, and they shouldn't. I mean, from an economic standpoint, those people at the top, they have no reason to care about any one of us. They don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be good for the world if they did care and they did want to give back. And there's a lot of, oh yeah, but they donate so much. They donate a tiny fraction. There are so many other people that donate larger fractions of what they have. And that's probably a problem with people being afraid of math, which I know you are not afraid of math. But, no, just because somebody, this mega billionaire donated $100,000 to something, that's like me donating $1 to something.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we have to, less than $1. People need to be, they can't just sit and hoard. I came up with something that I really liked a few years ago when I was trying to explain this to students that were learning. It was, there's a ton of money out there. We talk about the money supply and how much money there's out there. There's a ton of money out there, but a lot of it, over $1 trillion, is getting, they're McDucking it. Did you ever watch DuckTales, Jerry?
I did.
Scrooge McDuck. He just had his giant money bin, the huge building that was just filled with money. That money, what could that have been doing? That could have been in the economy of Duckburg. That could have been passing around as loans, creating more wealth for Scrooge, helping the town grow and become better lives for all, more wealth for everybody spread around. But no, he sat on it. He hoarded it like a dragon. He McDucked it.
It feels like that's what Bezos is doing. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like Elon Musk is doing not so much that, but he is.
Yeah.
It just seems like,
if you have $1 billion, if you have $1 billion, you are hoarding.
True.
People don't understand how much a billion actually is.
Did you see that kind of that graphic of Jeff Bezos' wealth? And you just had to keep scrolling on your phone, and it was just $150 billion. Now he's almost at he passed 300.
Yeah, I mean, it jumped over. I couldn't say what the exact number is. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I know it's jumped significantly since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And good for him, but hey, help other people out too.
Yeah. All right. So yesterday you watched Kai talk about unbiased and AI and data science and using math to make good decisions. The craziness. Her question for you, as you know, people pass questions to the next episode. Her question for you was, do you ever get scared before you're going to go out and wrestle?
I don't get scared. The way I look at it, I typically don't get scared about really anything, because I figure whatever's going to happen is going to happen. We're just going to do our best to preemptively take care of any problems, and then hopefully be able to react to anything that we can't see, react to it as quickly and as well as possible. Because you get scared, now all of a sudden your brain's not going to be working as great as it should be. You might just you might shut down. You might make bad decisions. I don't like making bad decisions when I can't. But I mean, if there's anything that is the unknown of when we run shows at the Fleege, when we run our events, I want to make sure that everybody that's working with us is taken care of as best we can. And though I'd say the only real fear that comes in is, after taking care of everybody, am I still going to be able to live well?
Yeah, I was going to say that that's got to be a pressure all the time too, because I thought you did an excellent job of taking care of the wrestlers and you always took care of us, even when I tried to give back a little bit. You always insisted, and I appreciated that. And I think that you're never going to be a billionaire with that type of attitude. I'm going to tell you that right now.
That's okay.
But that's how those guys get there, right? By being dicks to everybody.
You don't get rich by spending. You don't get rich by giving out to others. You get rich by holding on to it. And if that's what somebody wants to do, I guess that's their thing. I'm not, I can't tell them you need to do this. I don't have any authority over them. I'm just saying, world would be a better place if you helped out a little bit more.
Yeah. So tomorrow, because you got to pass your question on, Deshaun with Urban Embodiment, we were talking about him before. You know him.
Yeah.
What question would you like me to pass on to Deshaun?
All right, Deshaun, how do you stand Rigo? I think that's got to be the real question that we have to ask. How can you put up with the guy?
How can you ask that question? I can't ask him that question. Okay, so everyone, this is how beefs start in pro wrestling. All right, I'll ask him that question.
Coming for you. No. How do you see ways to help people get their word out? How can you help people? What can you do to help them get their name, get their product, get what they need to get out there?
Oh, as part of what he's doing with the Urban Embodiment?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that question, though, he's going to answer that pretty naturally through the interview.
I hope he does.
Okay. So then, so with you, though, you've got like a production company, right?
Yeah, Head Drop Productions.
Right. So how do you help people do that as well?
Well, one of the things every week we do our Great Lakes Professional Wrestling Showcase on YouTube. Head Drop Productions is the channel. We try to help people out. You want to get your stuff on there, contact us. We'll work something out. sometimes when we were running our shows at the Fleege, we had our flyers. We tried to get people's businesses in the flyers, get people interested in being involved. Like, let's work together. We can get all of what we're doing out there, bring the eyes to the Fleege, and get, again, more eyes on what you guys are doing, what you're doing, and what the other fledglings are doing.
Yeah. I think bringing wrestling to Lansing was fascinating. Watching all of that happen, watching your videos, they get good viewership, right? I didn't check out all your channels and all the different things about your channel. I was going through it today, but you've kept it going through this entire time.
Yeah, it's hard, but I've got years of content that I can put up and out there until we can get back in, until it's safe again.
Yeah.
Please let safety come soon. I mean,
it's going to come back. I feel confident.
Yeah. Cause it's, I know a lot of guys are having some, mental, they're having I don't want to say mental problem or a mental breakdown, but they're having withdrawals of being able to have their outlet. What gives them their feelings of their feelings of goodness, their dopamine, all that good stuff that comes from performing and adrenaline and being active and athletic and all that good stuff. That's they need to get that back, and we had a little bit of time where people were doing stuff outside. That time's gone because winter is coming.
Well, we'll be back in the spring. Let me do a little business real quick. Every damn day's on the Fleege YouTube channel every damn day. 10,000 Fledges. We broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Periscope every Tuesday at 3. We're going to start our coding club up again next week. So you might have seen an event get scheduled today. And 99 Problems, but a Pitch Ain't One is Friday at 9 a.m. So you want to take us out with something?
Thursdays, 6 p.m. Tune in to the Great Lakes Professional Wrestling Showcase. It premieres on YouTube, 6 p.m. Eastern, youtube.com/Head Drop Productions. Follow us on Facebook, Capital Pro Wrestling, American Lucha Libre will get you taken care of.
I'll put all those links in the description down there. So it's nice to see you. I wish we were out here wrestling. It's a great time. When it comes back, everyone, you need to get out here and check it out. And if you're a fledgling, we'll put you in the box upstairs and we'll have
VIP suites. Yeah.
All right. I'll see you.
Thanks, Jerry. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too.